besides being considered two of the best boxers in the world. Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson are two tycoons who know how to multiply their fortunes. But have you ever wondered who has the most luxurious life? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. Cars. Both fighters don't skimp when it comes to buying good vehicles for their garages, but who has the most expensive cars? Mike Tyson, for example, has been seen with several vehicles, such as a $40,000 Mercedes-Benz 380 SL, a $60,000 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL, a $75,000 Rolls-Royce Spur, a $95,000 Cadillac Scarlet, a $120,000 Bentley Continental T, a $130,000 Rolls-Royce Corniche, a $300,000 Bentley Continental SC, a $340,000 Rolls-Royce Ghost, a $350,000 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a $450,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, a $500,000 Lamborghini Super Diablo Twin Turbo, a $600,000 Jaguar XJ220, and several sources speculate that one of the most expensive cars he has ever owned was a Ferrari F50, one of the most sought-after Ferraris in the world. This supercar is powered by a V12 engine, capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds, managing to reach a top speed of 202 miles per hour. And to give you an idea of price, depending on its state of preservation, you can find this legendary Ferrari easily going for over $1 million. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather also owns luxury vehicles such as Mercedes G63 $155,000, Mercedes Maybach GLS $160,000, Bentley Flying Spur $200,000, Bentley Continental GT Mulliner $205,000, Ferrari Portofino $215,000, Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG $220,000, Lamborghini Urus $225,000, Ferrari 458 Italia $240,000, Bentley Arnage T for $250,000, Ferrari GTC 4 Lusso $260,000, McLaren 650S for $280,000, Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano $310,000, Bentley Mulsanne for $315,000, McLaren 720S Spider for $321,000, Rolls-Royce Wraith for $340,000, Rolls-Royce Cullinan for $350,000, Rolls-Royce Dawn from $370,000, Lamborghini Aventador for $450,000, Rolls-Royce Phantom for $460,000, Rolls-Royce Phantom EBW valued at around $600,000, Bugatti Veyron for $2 million, Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse worth $3.5 million, and even an incredible Ferrari Enzo, a rare car to find and considered something of a collectible among car lovers. And perhaps that's why its price can exceed $4 million. But without a doubt, the fighter's most expensive car is his Koenigsegg CCXR Tre Vita, a supercar considered a real diamond on wheels. Because it's built entirely from white carbon fiber, the vehicle is very difficult and time-consuming to manufacture, which is why there are only two of them left in the world. And this certainly helps justify its price tag of an impressive $4.8 million. And all these vehicles are just a part of Floyd's fleet, as some sources claim that he has already bought more than 100 luxury cars. In other words, Floyd wins this round by a long shot. Point for him. Most expensive mansion. When it comes to a good place to live, both fighters spare no expense. But who has the most valuable property? Mike Tyson, for example. During the period when Mike Tyson was married to his ex-wife, Monica Turner, they lived in a beautiful mansion in a gated community in Bethesda, Maryland. Situated on a 2.5-acre lot, the 19,000 square foot residence is able to offer every comfort imaginable. Going into its interior, we can see that the decor is very clean, having a color palette in light tones. One point that stands out in this property is that all rooms have large window openings, which bring excellent natural lighting. The interior of the mansion has several rooms which only exist in homes of this magnitude, such as a beautiful piano room in order to play his favorite songs, a fireplace in the living rooms to warm up on the colder days, a sophisticated dining room decorated with a luxurious chandelier, a rustic, wood-paneled office, a TV room equipped with a large projector, a weight training gym with views to the nature, a game rooms with a pool table, beside many other things. Going up to the house's second floor is where the master suite is located, which features a gigantic walk-in closet and a luxurious bathroom with a spectacular hot tub in the center. The external area of the property is not overshadowed by its interior, being equipped with excellent structures such as a beautiful pool and even a basketball court. In addition, it was in this gigantic space that Mike Tyson was once spotted taking a walk with one of his famous tigers. And according to some sources, this incredible property was ceded to his ex-wife after they divorced in 2003. And as reported in the media, in 2021 the property that once belonged to Tyson was sold for the small sum of almost $4,600,000. Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, owns a luxurious and imposing mansion in Beverly Hills. At the time this property was for sale, some videos made by real estate agents were released, so it was possible to see the fighter's incredible residence. Stepping inside, you can see that everything is very sophisticated, made with top-quality materials. All the fireplaces in the living rooms, for example, are impressive, something that Floyd himself made a point of sharing in a video posted on his Instagram. Another interesting feature of the interior is the wine cellar, which is located on a huge wall, where the fighter has also shared moments in which he selects and enjoys fine wines. According to real estate records, the property has around 15,000 square feet of built area, divided into 6 huge bedrooms and 10 luxurious bathrooms, some of which have a bathtub to enjoy a beautiful view. Of course, the house also has a gym for the fighter to keep in shape. The outdoor area is another place that draws a lot of attention due to its architecture, with a swimming pool in the center surrounded by a black and white striped floor, which creates a charming and unique atmosphere. But it's down the basement stairs that we find something surprising. There's a huge movie theater equipped with various treats to please the fighter and his guests. Even in an Instagram video, Floyd Mayweather shared this unusual part of his home with his followers, where he wrote in the description of the post that the place can comfortably accommodate 50 people. And to acquire this gigantic property, it's no surprise that it must have cost a lot of money, an estimated $25 million. And for owning a more luxurious mansion, Floyd Mayweather wins this round. Point for him. Exaggerated luxuries. Everyone knows that both athletes have plenty of money to buy whatever they want, but who has the most extravagant expenses? Mike Tyson, for example, owned 3 pet tigers, paying around $70,000 on each one. And just to keep these feline animals, he spent around $125,000 a year. When it came to styling his look, Tyson didn't like to skimp either, having been spotted sporting accessories like a $5,000 Rolex Oyster Perpetual, a $12,000 Cartier Pasha, a $18,000 Rolex Day-Date, a $33,000 Hublot Big Bang Unico WBC, a $40,000 Rolex Daytona White Gold. But the fighter's most expensive jewelry was a bracelet and watch made entirely with diamonds, whose price was estimated at around $630,000. At the height of his success, the fighter also enjoyed throwing lavish parties, such as his 30th birthday, which was attended by a guest list of 700 with many stars, an event that cost him around $400,000. Some sources also say that Mike Tyson was very generous to the people he cared about, having even given several luxury cars as gifts to his friends. Meanwhile, Floyd has a watch collection that could impress anyone, including $56,000 Rolex Skydweller, Hublot Unico TMT Yellow Gold for $93,700, Rolex Skydweller Diamond for $115,000, Richard Mille 35-02 Tourbillon Rafael Nadal for $135,000, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Diamond for $198,000, Richard Mille RM011 Felipe Massa for $245,000, Diamond and Emerald Rolex Submariner for $340,000, Patek Philippe Ruby Bezel for $350,000, Richard Mille 59-01 for $570,000, Hublot MP05 Sapphire La Ferrari for $575,000, Jacob & Co. Royal for $1 million, Hublot Big Bang Unico Haute Joaillerie for $1 million, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding for $1,140,000, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Rainbow Chandelier for $1.2 million. Jacob & Co. Rainbow Tourbillon for $2 million. But nothing compares to his watch, known as the Jacob & Co. Billionaire, one of the most exclusive and expensive watches in the world. It is a work of art made with 260-carat diamonds that reflect a great deal of brilliance. The dazzling 18K white gold bracelet is entirely handset with 504 emerald-cut white diamonds. And to own one of the most sought-after watches in the world, Floyd Mayweather had to shell out around $18 million. And because Floyd owns such expensive watches, he wins this round. Point for him. Other properties. Both fighters have lived in many places during their careers, but which of them owns the most luxurious real estate? Mike Tyson, for example, when he had just started making money, he decided to buy a mansion in Southington, Ohio, where he lived during the 1980s. Going inside the property, we can see that everything is very different and luxurious, probably being handpicked to meet the fighter's desires. In one of the rooms, for example, there are golden details with lamps pointing to the center, a place he was supposed to use to hold his parties. The bathrooms, on the other hand, are capable of impressing anyone for their impactful and luxurious decoration. The place has coatings made of black marble and many golden details, which seem to be gold-plated, such as the stunning hot tub bath that is surrounded by glass and had the tub entirely customized with golden objects. The property also features large wooden sheds, where Tyson likely used to hold his events with a larger number of guests. In one of these areas there are huge heated pools, a place so big that they look like resort pools. Although today the property is completely abandoned, we can imagine that in the 1980s it must have been extremely luxurious. And according to some sources, in 2014 the property was bought for $1,100,000 by a church that restored the entire complex to become a shrine. Currently, Mike Tyson lives in a gated community in Seven Hills in Henderson, Nevada, a condominium in which he once owned 2 properties. The athlete's first mansion in the area was a beautiful white house of contemporary architecture. Although it was built in 2001, the property has undergone several renovations and therefore maintains modern and sophisticated details. One of the areas that most draws attention in this house is the outdoor area, where there is an infinity pool with 2 spas and even an illuminated waterfall. In all, the property is about 5,740 square feet, being divided into 6 bedrooms and 6 luxurious bathrooms. And according to media reports, Tyson decided to sell that property for nearly $1,500,000 in order to buy an even more expensive one in the same neighborhood. Currently, the fighter lives in a large 2-story mansion of approximately 8,150 square feet of floor space. In a video posted on the channel QG, while some of Tyson's friends were visiting him at his residence, it was possible to get to see a little of the residence's interior. One of the points about Tyson's intimacy that got a lot of attention was his large collection of birds, an animal he seems to be passionate about. In addition, in the estate's external area, there is a lush landscaping with a strong presence of nature, it being full of shrubs. The site also features a large pool and even a small multi-level water fountain. And according to some sources, Mike Tyson is speculated to have purchased the property for around $2,500,000. Floyd Mayweather is not far behind. He owns, for example, a gigantic property that resembles a palace. It is a huge mansion of almost 22,000 square feet located on a 140-acre plot, more than enough space to house everything the fighter needs to live in comfort and luxury. The facade of the mansion has Greek-style architecture with huge rounded pillars. In some of Floyd Mayweather's posts on his social networks, it was possible to see a little of the interior, where we can see that everything is also very luxurious. One thing that is very evident is that everything in this mansion is huge. The fighter's closet, for example, is almost the size of a clothing store. But one of the most eye-catching features was the incredible indoor heated swimming pool, complete with several televisions so he could watch movies while relaxing in the water. Outside, there is a beautiful garden with a fountain in the middle, something that is very common in castles. Without a doubt, this mansion should be able to meet all the fighter's needs. He even made a point of thanking God in a post on his Instagram account for being blessed to have such a grand mansion. According to some sources, Floyd had to invest a whopping $10 million, but the boxer's investments in real estate don't end there. He once owned, for example, a 3-story residence in Miami Beach, situated on a landscaped 13,000 square foot lot. Built in 2015, the property has more than 4,800 square feet of interior space, and among its main features are the glass walls that flood the rooms with natural light, something that only an area like this provides. The living room has a nice, clean design and large paintings on the walls, while the kitchen has elegant cabinets and integrates the dining room. Moving on to the bedrooms, there are 4 in total, each with unique views of the outside environment. There's also a family area with a TV, spacious closets in some rooms and 5 modern bathrooms, configured in different ways. Outside, there are balconies to enjoy the weather, as well as a swimming pool and plenty of facilities for leisure days, not forgetting that the property is located just a few steps from the sea, offering a pleasant atmosphere at any time of day. According to media reports, Floyd sold this property in 2020 for just $6.3 million, despite having bought it in 2016 for $7.7 million. He currently has another beautiful mansion in Miami Beach. It's a 3-story house by the sea on Palm Island, an artificial island in Biscayne Bay, one of the city's most upscale residential neighborhoods, where the fighter loves to have fun scooting around. According to posts made by real estate agents, it was possible to see inside the mansion. The decor is very clean, with a light color palette, something that is often used in summer houses. Another striking feature of the property is the large window openings. In the kitchen, for example, there is a wall of floor-to-ceiling glass that offers a beautiful view of the sea. And because it's Floyd's mansion, it couldn't fail to have a superbly equipped gym for him to maintain his excellent physique. In all, the property has around 10,800 square feet of built area, divided into 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. The outdoor area is undoubtedly one of the places that stands out and makes this house so special. There is a swimming pool with spectacular sea views, as well as a private dock that can accommodate boats up to 100 feet long. And to acquire this imposing residence, some sources say that Floyd Mayweather had to shell out around $18 million. So it's clear that Floyd wins this round. Point for him. Business. As well as being 2 successful fighters, they also like to diversify their sources of income. But which of them has the most lucrative businesses? Tyson has become a successful businessman, investing in projects that seem to be giving him a lot of return. He owns, for example, Tyson 2.0, a company that sells products made from cannabis. The business seems to be so successful that the company's official Instagram alone has almost 150,000 followers. Social media is also another of the fighter's sources of income. He has, for example, a YouTube channel that has 2 million subscribers, with videos that have reached tens of millions of views. On Instagram, he has over 20 million followers and is where he takes the opportunity to promote his company's products. That's all not to mention his VIP presence at events, his famous appearances in Hollywood movies, and even exhibition fights he's been doing after retiring, which also continue to earn him a lot of money. In 2007, Floyd founded Mayweather Promotions, a production company that manages his sporting events and those of several other athletes. Still in the world of boxing, he founded Mayweather Boxing Fitness, one of the fastest-growing fitness franchises in the world, which has units in dozens of locations in the United States. As a car enthusiast, Floyd also owns TMT Racing, an American professional stock car racing team. The fighter also owns TMT Clothing, a company that sells accessories, clothes, and shoes. Floyd also owns the Girl Collection, one of the most luxurious adult clubs in Las Vegas. In the same city, he also owns a skating rink known as Skate Rock City. One of his most recent business ventures is Floyd NFT, which sells virtual gear that gives you access to various benefits. And despite being an athlete who appears to have a lifestyle far from vices, Floyd has also launched Mayweather Vapes, a brand of electronic cigarettes. Another sector in which the fighter has invested is drinks, with a line of champagne known as Lubon Argent Champagne and a brand of whiskey called Good Money Whiskey, as well as recently announcing a health drinks company called Geely. Floyd Mayweather is also believed to own at least 9 skyscrapers, mainly in New York, such as the 93-story One Vanderbilt. According to some rumors, the boxer's investment in this building alone was $50 million. There is also speculation that the fighter has large investments in stock market shares. And because it's difficult to determine the turnover of all the businesses, we'll consider this round a draw. Points for both. Net worth. There's no doubt that both fighters have made a lot of money in their careers, but which one has managed to accumulate the biggest net worth? Mike Tyson, for example, was once considered one of the highest paid athletes in the world. Most of his income came through his fights that were very successful and were broadcast worldwide, which also earned him a lot of money with pay-per-view. He even had millionaire contracts with television stations like HBO and Showtime. And of course, the amount of money he received for each fight grew as he beat his opponents and his name became more and more known in the world. To get an idea, it is estimated that adding up the bonuses, he received about a $1,500,000 against Trevor Berbick, a $2 million against James Smith, a $2,500,000 against Pinklon Thomas, a $5 million against Larry Holmes, a $10 million against Tony Tubbs, a $20 million against Michael Spinks, a $25 million against Peter McNeely, a $30 million against Bruce Seldon, and even unbelievable $103 million against Lennox Lewis in 2002, a figure that, adjusted for inflation, is worth over $150 million today. Adding up all his earnings, Mike Tyson earned at least $430 million, which is equivalent to over $700 million. And despite making so much money, in 2003 he surprised everyone when he declared bankruptcy, reporting being $23 million in debt. It is speculated that his financial problems were due to the fact that he lived an extremely luxurious life and did not know how to manage his expenses, added to the fact that his manager Don King kept a large percentage of all his earnings. Currently, he seems to have turned the tables and gotten financially back on his feet again. And while no one knows for sure what his current net worth is, we can estimate that he has at least $20 million, a figure that could be much higher if he had invested and managed his wealth better. Floyd, for his part, is an extremely wealthy man. But things haven't always been easy for him, as he is believed to have earned just $2 million from his first 15 fights up until his fight against Arturo Gatti in 2005. And one of the most impressive things about Floyd's earning statistics is that he managed to make a lot of money even though he hardly advertised for big companies. Most of his fortune has come from his entrepreneurial side, plus his enormous media potential. Floyd Mayweather is a true showman. He manages to attract the interest of millions of people willing to pay to watch his fights. To give you an idea of how much money he earns from each event, in recent years he has made $9 million against Tenshin Nasukawa, $25 million against Deji Olatunji, and $35 million against Logan Paul. And although these are high figures, it's nowhere near all the money he ever received for each fight at the height of his career. Just for his fight with boxer Manny Pacquiao, for example, it is estimated that Floyd Mayweather received a sum of $250 million. But nothing beats his fight against the Irishman Conor McGregor, which was dubbed the money fight. The fight was considered to be one of the most lucrative of all time and is estimated to have earned Floyd a whopping $300 million. Today, Floyd is considered to be no less than the fifth highest paid athlete of all time and one of only 6 to have earned more than $1 billion during his career. And adding up all the money he has received throughout his career, some sources estimate that his fortune is around $450 million. But he himself has said that it's been a few years since he became a billionaire, and that his current net worth is around $1.2 billion. And for having amassed a greater fortune, Floyd Mayweather wins this round. Point for him. At the end of this fight, we had 1 point for Mike Tyson against 6 points for Floyd Mayweather, making him the winner of this battle. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.